Moving on with today's in-service, by way of introduction, for those of you who don't know me, my name is John Zisch. I serve as the Human Resource Manager here at Armstrong School District. And we're going to move into some of the next speakers on our agenda. It is my pleasure to introduce a man who I've worked closely with over the last 5 years that I've been in the district. He is a tireless volunteer for our students, and he serves as president of the Armstrong School District Foundation, which you'll be hearing more about. His name is Bruce Hall, and he served as an art teacher in the Armstrong School District for many years, and now he volunteers his time to help the students through the very noble work of the Armstrong School District Foundation. Let's give a welcome to Mr. Bruce Hall.
I would ask some of the trustees to come forward. We have some things to pass out, and they may need some help as well, too. If they do that this time, I'd appreciate it. While they're passing some of those things out, I want to make a few remarks, and I have a few presentations to do as well. Jonathan has left us also in the position of executive director, and he's greatly missed. He was a go-to guy for the foundation, and we're trying to take and find an individual that will have some of his qualities and responsibilities. So we're looking into that. The trustees are stepping up to that at this current time, but we certainly need John or a person like him to be as executive director. I'm glad to be given this time to take a talk with you about the foundation and to present some grants this year. The foundation is growing in its ability to be able to take and fund different activities within the district and support the students. This school year, we hope to take and begin servicing with the planetarium project called Adventures into the Night Sky. A group of science teachers met and are going to be taking and presenting those into classrooms district-wide. And today, it's with pleasure that I'm going to be giving out $8,500 worth of grants to teachers within the Armstrong School District. We've been very fortunate over these stressed economic times to be able to take and still fund these things in the areas. We receive our sources of income from three primary areas: donations and things from businesses called tax incentive credits, where they get credit for taxes, and we receive numerous gifts in that regard as well too. It benefits us and them. A second one is a golf outing that we have annually, which I know many of you have taken and participated in. We have that in June, and it's been very lucrative for us. And the third is payroll giving, which is the most stable and reliable form of that. And I'd like to take the cards that are being passed out, I'd like you to take and encourage you to enroll in this program. If you're new hires, I'd like you to take and enroll for the first time, or those individuals that haven't given in the past. If you want to take and find out information about the foundation, we have an annual report, and it's on the webpage under Foundation. So please take a look at it if you want to have a more and better understanding of what we do. At this time, I'd like to take and call up the awardees for this year, and if they would come forward and remain up here with me, I'd appreciate it. And they are not even aware of that they're receiving it this time, so I hope everyone's present. The first is a school-wide grant for $2,000. Sue Bowser, come forward, please. This grant will aid in the development of a Jeopardy game based on the items from the PSSA tests, and will be used to identify items which need review, and that will be reviewed and motivate students to learn the information in a game format. Susan? Second, please stay here. Please stay here to be recognized all together. I thank you. The second is a grade level grant for $1,000. Aaron Scahill. A.N. Scahill's. The main goal of this grant is to challenge high school students to create children's books and share that reading experience with elementary students, thus creating a connection between elementary students and older students who enjoy reading. Congratulations. Next is a grade level grant of $1,000, Kathy Reefer. The grant will allow music students to explore and create their own compositions through the use of technology. Students will be able to take and compose and record original music, incorporating layers of both instrumental parts and vocal. Very inventive. Thank you. Next is Leslie Vandergiff. It's a grade level grant of $1,000. Leslie's grant will integrate the use of smart boards with kindergarten students to bring together the work and play of kinesthetics and tactile collaboration activities to provide dynamic, interactive, multi-touch, multi-user opportunities based on state standards. Congratulations. Next is a grade level grant of $1,000, Melinda Rearick. Melinda's grant will help develop materials and learning centers for kindergarten as well, with core content in areas like food chains, how plants and animals live, energy and technology. The children will benefit from synergists, connections, utilizing cross-curricular dynamics to entice curious minds and spark big imaginations. Congratulations. Next is Dawn Zilfro. This is also for a grade level grant. The grant uses versatiles in the areas of math and science for fourth graders to build critical thinking, problem solving, reading information skills, and programs to allow self-correcting so that the students will see immediately their answers are correct. The remaining three are classroom grants. Karen Reisinger. This is an amount of $500. Karen's grant is the goal is to take and integrate higher level scientific thinking and skills in a Science 3 class. Students with technology will use technology while exploring rock cycle and the impact of these resources on our everyday life. Students will observe and analyze and identify rock types through lab exploration and the development of an interactive PowerPoint. Next, Vicki Walters, grade level grant, classroom grant of $500. The goal of the project is to use a variety of materials to help make geography in our country come to life with the interactive and hands-on learning, and to have students learn how and why geographic regions have a social and economic impact on the ways in which people live and work. Congratulations. And we have an individual receiving a second classroom grant. Leslie, will you come forward again, please? Leslie has, in this grant, it's titled The Wonderful World of Wordless Books. It's designed to allow kindergarten students to allow their imaginations to create their own stories. The wordless books will combine a children's love to tell stories and to stimulate and develop their writing and reading skills. Again, congratulations. So as you can see, these monies that are donated, given, and that are taken from your payroll as payroll deductions or payroll giving really come back to benefit the teachers and the students in this district. All monies are expended in that direction. The group of volunteers that we have serving as trustees receive no pay. We're a 401c3 nonprofit, and we really would enjoy your support. I hope that you can take and do that for us, and so that we can continue to offer these wonderful grants. Let's have another round of applause for the receipt. Thank you. Again, I thank you for support and thank you for the opportunity, and I certainly wish you a very productive and good year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. I very much appreciated that presentation. I just want you all to know just how much Mr. Hall means to the foundation. He is the rock of the ASD Foundation. He is our Bruce Almighty. And I'll tell you what, all the volunteer trustees give 100%, but I'll tell you, this foundation wouldn't be half of what it is without Mr. Hall. Thank you for all your tireless support. And I also give $1 per pay each time. How about you? I really encourage you to give $1 a pay. You won't miss it, and it will go to a very worthy cause. Continuing the message of community support, we're going to hear from Mrs. Dolores Anthony. She's the campaign chair of the United Way of Armstrong County. Let's give an ASD welcome to Dolores Anthony.
Good morning. I'm with the United Way of Armstrong County, and I'm only going to take 5 minutes of your time. I'm also asking for your help and your support this year. We have 15 agencies that we support every month, and we're hoping that you will help us reach our goal. We also have a gas incentive this year. If you give $52 or more, you are entitled to put your name into a drawing for free gasoline donated by Bradigans in Katanning. The first prize will be $250 worth of gas. The second one will be $150 worth of gas. And the third will be $100 worth of gas. So we're hoping that this will give a little incentive for you to give to the United Way this year. So if you can do that, we'd appreciate it very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dolores, and thanks to the United Way for the positive work that you do in our community. I would encourage all of you to please consider donating to both of those organizations, the ASD Foundation and the United Way. At this time, it gives me great honor and pleasure to introduce the new teachers hired for the 2010-2011 school year. We got a taste of some of them during Dr. Moss's presentation, but now we're going to hear from all of them. I'm going to ask them to come up front and remain standing so we can recognize them all. This is one of the most rewarding parts of the school year. And as I call them up, I would like the rest of you in the audience, here's my charge for you. If you hear someone called up who's from your school building, I'd like you to think of one small way you can help that person to become a successful teacher this school year. It's really everyone's responsibility to ensure that these new teachers are successful. And I think we can all do it together. They have a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of pep. So without any further ado, I will introduce our new teachers. Okay, we'll go alphabetically. First up, Mrs. Kimberly Elise. She's an elementary teacher at Katanning Township Elementary. Mrs. Justine Bassett, special education at Katanning Township Elementary. Mrs. Susan L. Bennick, a mathematics teacher at Alberton High School. Mrs. Kelsey L. Bortz, mathematics teacher at Ford City High School. Mrs. Catherine E. Brown, a music teacher at West Hills Intermediate. Ms. Lindsay Kappen, reading specialist at Katanning Township Elementary. Next, we have Ms. Alyssa Cattamore, a mathematics teacher at Ford City High School. Mr. John Cerruti Jr., math teacher at Alderton High School. Ms. Karen E. Claypool, a math teacher at Alderton High School. Mr. Michael H. Colligan, technology education teacher at Katanning Junior High School. Ms. Andrea Cousins, elementary teacher at Dayton Elementary. Ms. Jill N. Diamond, special education teacher at Alderton High School. Ms. Jamie L. Douglas, special education at Ford City High School. Ms. Lindsay Dunlap, elementary teacher at Elderton Elementary. Ms. Kimberly Furman Miller, a reading specialist at Elderton High School. Ms. Amanda M. George, health and phys ed at Elderton Elementary. Ms. Catherine Gibbon, English teacher at Ford City High School. Ms. Amanda S. Hazlitt, elementary teacher at Elderton Elementary. Ms. Jennifer L. Kimmel, special education at Elderton High School. Ms. Jody L. Krygar, special education at West Hills Primary. Ms. Michelle Mara, special education teacher at West Hills Primary. Mr. Jared Mattis, math teacher at Ford City High School. Ms. Jennifer Montero, a Spanish teacher at Ford City High School. Today's most famous new teacher, Mr. Benjamin Morrison. He is a social studies teacher at Elderton High School. Next, we have Mr. Charles Mowery, business computer information at Elderton High School. Mr. Brandon L. Newell, social studies teacher at Ford City High. Ms. Aisha Ozekson, special education teacher at Elderton Elementary. Ms. Lauren Pangrazi, special education at West Shamokin High School. Mr. Jacob Petrus, technology education at Ford City High School. Ms. Adrienne Plazio, special education at West Hills Intermediate. Ms. Kristen Rierick, health and physical education at West Hills Primary. Ms. Stephanie Rizzo, art teacher at Elderton Elementary, Katanning Township Elementary, and West Hills Primary. Ms. Christy L. Schultz, special education at Elderton High School. Ms. Jocelyn E. Shoup, health and phys ed, Ford City High School. Ms. Molly M. Skadell, special education at Ford City High School. Mr. Tyler L. Spence, special education at Ford City High School. Mr. Todd Strobel, special education at Ford City High School. Ms. Karen K. Toy, family and consumer science at Elderton High School and Katanning Junior High School. Ms. Erin C. Trithart, English at West Shamokin High School. Ms. Lacey R. Weil, special education at Elderton Elementary. And next, we have Ms. Senta L. Zelensky, Business Computer Information at West Shamokin High School. And once again, let's encourage our 2010-2011 new teachers with a big round of applause. Our next speaker is the president of the Armstrong Education Association. Many of you know him. He is the ever witty, ever delightful Mr. Tom Burkett. Please come.
Wow, John, you went from introducing the very young to the very old. On behalf of the AA, I'd just like to welcome you back to another school year. In particular, the new teachers, we welcome you all. I do want to introduce our other officers. Tim Scaife, our Vice President. Would you stand up, Tim? Mandy Blake, our Secretary. And Rita Bish, our treasurer. Rita's in the back there. Finally, if you are a building rep, I don't have a list to list you all, but if you are a building rep this year in your building, would you please stand? Now, look around and know these faces. We appreciate all that you do very much. Know your building rep, get to know them. They are your connection to your union. We'd just like to welcome you, and I think it's pretty close to break time here, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you.